Okay, everybody, this is part 2 of making a camera box, and what I'm going to do today is I've brought my metal out here and I'm going to cut it up using I don't know if I can get it in the frame or not, using my what is this, a Bauer metal bandsaw. I bought this at Habor Freight. I bought the sag or swag stand. It has gotten rusty. That's what happens when you put stuff in a storage building, that you still just can't get it away from the elements. But I'm going to cut this up and have it ready to weld, and I'll probably show you the new piece of equipment I got for making these camera boxes. I bought a flux 125 amp flux wire welder. I still got to put it together, still back in the car in the box, so that'll be on here too. It's not really going to be a review of that welder, but it's going to be used to make the box. I'm tired of trying to use a stick welder, which I've got, and so basically this is going to be about making the box, not a review. There will be a review of that welder later, but just stay tuned. We're going to get to this here in just a minute. Okay, here we go. Just got to take our time, let the saw do the cutting. Okay, we're finished now. Got the bottom cut out. Got both sides cut out. And I got the front. Now I'll have to use a Dremel with a cutoff wheel to get this out. And then of course here's the back. And not too bad cutting them free-handed. Off just a little bit, but a little bit of grinding take care of that. And I have the pieces I need. Two small pieces. And this left over to make the top that'll go down over this box. What actual scrap there is, 3 little pieces so far. But that's the cutting of the 24-inch by 8-inch 16-gauge steel to build the box for the 8-man camera. Now I got to go get my welder and I got to get it put together. No, I'm not going to weld, not today, but I got to get the welder put together. So stay tuned, I'll show you that welder. Okay, here's what I got. This is a Chicago Electric Welding Flux 125 welder, 60 to 125 amps AC, rated output 90 amp AC at 17 volts, 20% duty cycle. Material thickness capacity is 18 gauge to 3/16 inch thick. Welding material, mild low alloy, not suitable for aluminum or stainless steel. Wire sizes, this thing will handle 0.03 inch or 0.035 inch, and it weighs about 36 pounds. This is a 110 or 120 volt welder. It includes everything. Now, of course, I won't use the face shield that comes with it because I've got a welding helmet. I've got a stick welder. And I won't be using their wire most likely. I'll probably use the wire I bought, which was some Lincoln 0.030 wire. But I'm going to get it out of the box and get it put together. So open up the top. That's where your spool goes. Here's your cable feed. Got a little chart here in the lid. A little chart here in the lid tells you 18 gauge, 16 gauge, 14 gauge, 1/8 inch, 3/16, the settings, and the speed for 0.030 and the speed for 0.035. So I'm gonna get the handle put on it, and I may put that spool on here and get it fed through, but I'm not gonna do any welding. So let me get things ready for that. Okay, I'm going to try to attempt to put this wire on. Now, everything that I have read about putting this wire on is make sure you don't let this thing unspool. Now, problem I already have is I don't have a cutter out here to cut the wire. But the wire will go in right there and feed into the spool. You undo your knob for your thing, wire feed. And you also need to check. This welder comes with this little track here. It's got little teeth inside. This side says 0.030. This side says 0.035. So we're going to do the 030. that back in there. Okay, so that says to plug it up and run the wire through it. That's all we're going to do, no welding. Think I can feel it. Okay. So, I think okay, there we go. Now I'll just take a pair of snips and cut it off right about there, leaving about maybe 3/8 to a 1/2 inch out. I think everything here is set up pretty good. Tension should be good on that. I don't know how tight you're supposed to make that, but so everything's up and running. It'd be nice to give a test, but like I said, I don't have the proper cutters out here. But that's the welder. Shut this back up. Got a carrying handle. So, I mean, not bad. For what I'm going to use it for, that'd be great. Remove tip before feeding new wire through. I didn't remove the tip, should have. And that's connect to your workpiece. But it's running. Whether it'll do a weld or not, we'll have to wait and see. I might go get a cutter and fix the face shield just to do a little test, just to see if it's going to work. So, we'll see what happens. Okay, there's a piece of metal. I'm going to turn this thing on. The one thing that's missing is they forgot to include the handle for the face shield. So I'm going to have to hold this. I've got a welding helmet, but I just want to test this out. It's an old rusty piece of metal. Got the ground clamp on there. Hopefully it's got a good ground. I've cut off the tip like I was supposed to. And you see right now I need to change some configurations here or something. and I'm gonna see if I can do a weld. Well, I can tell I'm not a good welder. I was on the rusty part. Let me try this again. Okay, like I said, that was clamped onto some rust, so I don't know how good of a contact it made. I got the power cord here. Okay, there we go. But I just want to see what it looks like. I'll get my glasses on and take a look. I got good penetration. You can see right through here. And this is 16 gauge. Okay, well, with flux core welder, you're going to get these little splatters on here. But I think I'll be able to do this with clean metal. Like I said, it heated up. In fact, there's a burn mark on the table. So yeah, it's working. I'm not that best of a welder. It's going to take some practice. That might be what this little piece of metal becomes, is a piece of practice, and see what goes from there. So like I said, this is the Chicago Electric 125 amp flux welder that I just got to use to build these camera boxes with. I'll do more of a review on it once I get more familiar with it. But I wanted to show it to you. This is what I will be using to put those boxes together instead of trying to use the arc welder that I used when I made Jared's 8-man camera box. So stay tuned for, see, this is part 2. Stay tuned for part 3, where I actually weld the boxes, or the pieces to make the box. And as we're fond of saying, we'll see you in the woods.